I'm back. Hope you've been well. Hope things have been going great for you. Things have been going pretty good for me. I'll make a separate video about life updates because it's been like a year since my last video. So don't worry, I'm gonna cover all that in a separate video. But we're here to talk about mental health and cool things about life, whatnot, that I enjoy. So let's just do it. We're just gonna jump right in and we're just gonna start talking about languages.
Марқар бар, әдіреде әбігер әтеш отыр, әбігілің гүлге қарап күлімдеді. Көгілдір гүлге қонған аралар ескекті ескекші еседі, ескекші еске зурнада ойнайды. Зурнада бір ғана зура ойнайды.
If you were raised in the States like I was, you probably had to take 1 or 2 years of a foreign language. Typically that is the standard across most American schools. I'm not too sure about abroad, but that's just how it goes here in the States. But if you're like me, as soon as you left that classroom, any language that wasn't English, and mind you, very terrible English, like 16-year-old, 17-year-old, 18-year-old English. Anything that wasn't that was basically just gone, vanished. Let me put this in perspective. When I was 16, I went to El Salvador for a little missions trip, building some houses, doing some community work. It was a good time. While I was there, I had to go through a dense crowd at one point in a mall. And so, dense crowd, what do? You say, excuse me, being polite. 16-year-old me, I was like, I'm gonna be polite, I'm gonna say, excuse me through this crowd. Well, escúchame. Oh, escúchame. So after about 5 to 10 minutes of getting through people and saying escúchame, our translator pulled me to the side and asked me, what are you saying? I was like, what do you mean, what am I saying? And I'm saying escúchame, I mean like, excuse me, I'm being polite. I was humbled because she then proceeded to tell me, oh, escúchame doesn't mean excuse me, it means listen to me. Okay, so that means 16-year-old me was going through a crowd just saying, listen to me. I was bumping into people and I was saying it just instinctively. So imagine this, bump into a little old lady, listen to me. Bump into an old guy, listen to me. Bump into a kid, listen to me. You can see I did not know what I was exactly doing. All of this to say, I did not retain any information about Spanish whatsoever from high school, and I still didn't even after I left El Salvador, which is a Spanish native speaking country. So as you can tell, there are languages all around us, and according to a few different sources, there's anywhere between 7,000 to 7,150 different languages currently. And that's not to say that like no one just randomly starts making up a language, just starts going What? You could make something up and then you got 7,151 different languages. Point being, that's a lot of different ways to say the word spoon. And obviously you don't have to learn hordes of languages, but we can definitely learn a few. Plus with technology like Duolingo or Babbel or Rosetta Stone, I don't even know if that's still a thing being used, but if it is, kudos. Point being, with all this new technology and access to information, it has never been as easy to learn a language that's not your native tongue than right now. And according to research done at the National Library of Medicine, being bilingual or multilingual allows your brain to better switch capabilities, like tasks, but also your attention. So it allows you to be a multitasker, but also a multi-thinker. What they found was that bilingual brains are constantly switching between one language and the other as it tries to translate and piece together the information it is perceiving. And since we have to train our brains like we train our muscles, being bilingual is basically doing box jumps, squats, push-ups, pull-ups, but for your brain. We're gonna do a quick test real quick. It's called the Stroop Task. Basically what's gonna happen is I'm gonna show you a bunch of different words and you gotta tell me the color of the font. So I'm gonna give a few easy examples and then we'll do 20 a little bit more difficult ones. Keep score, let me know what you get in the comments, and I'll let you know what I get. Well, what'd you get? Also, don't worry, this isn't some sort of weird mental Rorschach test telling you if you have some sort of serious condition. Nothing like that. Nothing like that at all. All this is showing is that your brain sometimes needs to collect more information, more resources when faced with conflicting information. I know I stuttered a few times when I saw red and it wasn't red. My brain was like, that's red. And I'm like, that's a word. That's not red, homie. And back to the National Library of Medicine, they did this test on individuals that were bilingual and not bilingual. And shocker, bilingual people were able to quickly decipher the information between the font color and the word that was being presented. AKA, they were able to ignore the visual information and focus only on the relevant information that they needed. This function to ignore certain information but keep other information relevant is called inhibitory control. Continuing, they found that bilingual individuals could switch between tasks quicker and more efficiently as well. When asked to sort objects by color and then switch to sort objects by shape, they did it more efficiently and with less mistakes in a faster time. This paper goes on for a while, but it continues to show evidence and backed research of why being bilingual or multilingual is super great for your mental, physically, and mentally. I'm not the type of individual who can argue with results too much. Plus, what's the worst that could happen? Oh no, I learned Dutch. No, whatever shall I do? What? No one says that. Also, I'm not learning Dutch, so please don't ask me anything in Dutch. I'm not gonna know how to respond. One of the big reasons for me though is just to practice consistency and routine. In the 24 hours allotted to me per day, I get distracted very, very, very often. So think of this as me just putting a little system in place to give my life a little bit of structure in the chaos. Personally, I practice for 10 minutes in the morning and then 10 minutes before I go to bed. I found this to be the perfect little slice of time to build a habit, but not have it be too much and overbearing where it just seems impossible. Let's do some math real quick. So if you do 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes at night, that's 20 minutes in a day. That's an hour in 3 days. So let's say you do a 30-day month. Let's just say it's a regular month. Bam, 10 hours of language learning in that month. And then obviously 120 hours in a year, etc., continuing. Also, I don't think humans really learn linearly, but more exponentially. So personally, I'm gonna add 5 minutes to each little bracket every month. So next month I'm gonna do 15 minutes. The month after that I'm gonna do 20 minutes, and continuing. Obviously there'll be a cap. I don't know where it's gonna be at, but we're gonna find out when we find out, and I'll let you know how it goes. And that's not taking into account that a lot of these languages are very similar. A lot of Latin-based languages are very similar grammatically speaking. So if you know Spanish already, chances are you'll pick up Portuguese pretty easily. And it continues on with a lot of different languages and a lot of different grammatical systems. AKA, if you learn one new language, you'll probably have an easier chance at learning the second new language. And that's not to mention the self-worth benefits. For me personally, having that mindset of, I don't have to learn this, but I choose to because it's beneficial for me, has really helped my self-worth and self-image just whoosh. I'll leave a link to the article in the description, so if you want a more in-depth read, you're more than welcome to check it out. Also, shout out to the National Library of Medicine for doing really cool research. And that mindset of, I don't have to do this, but I choose to because it's beneficial, can be applied in so many different areas of your life. Whether it be the gym, reading a book, drinking water even. The stuff that you know you should do because it's healthy for you, and you know you don't have to, but you do it anyways, pat yourself on the back. Go download some language learning app like Babbel or Duolingo, or go find a YouTube video of a language you want to learn, just listen to them speak it, or even find a native speaker of the language you want to learn. Practicing with another individual is probably the most beneficial to learning a language, I think personally. Also, this is not sponsored by any language learning app. I just think it's genuinely beneficial to learn another language. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, make sure to comment your Stroop Task score. I did pretty terrible. I'll comment mine. I just love to chat it up with y'all. So yeah, hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, wherever you are listening to this. Hope you have a good one.